Hey guys, it's Jenna here, and today I have a very interesting, hopefully interesting, video for you guys today. So I am doing both my January book unwrapping, as well as the next, the books that I want to read for the rest of 2017 and for the first month or two of 2018. And without further ado, I'm going to spill these all. Oh my god. Feyre. My rabbit just freaked. She's like, "Rat." She's like, "What?" So yes, if you all were wondering, now I have a Feyre and a Cassian in my room. I do have more rabbits on the barn, but like these two are just inside. And you probably just saw some of the books that I had, but oh well. But yes, since I have a knack for making overly ambitious TBRs for myself, I've decided to take it upon myself to just pool all the ones that I'm really, really interested in together and chip at it for the rest of December and for January and maybe even a little bit of February. But hopefully I'll be able to make a more defined February TBR, because hopefully I'm going to finish most of these and be able to just take whatever's left from this pile and then add a couple more on for February. Hopefully it'll work. But anywho, I think I'm going to start with the gift unwrapping because I just love doing this. The suspense is just so good. Like, I just love the suspense of this, and then it's like, oh hey, now I have a book that I didn't specifically pick for myself to read. And it's just nice. So, the book that I will be reading along with these. This is going to be my January book, so I'm not going to be reading this one until January. And I'm going to try to make it my main priority to actually read this one for January. So, let's see what it is, because even I don't know what it is. Yes! This was one of the ones I was excited about that I wrapped. Oh. I unwrapped Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, The Sword of Summer by Rick Riordan. And yes, oh god, this is going to be great. I'm pumped. Man, this is going to be good. This is going to be really good. This Rick Riordan has some great writing. I've heard people say that this series is better than the Percy Jackson series. I'm feeling a little bit betrayed by that comment because I freaking love the Greek mythology writing that he does. So if they're saying that, this must be good. But this centers on the Norse gods and Norse mythology, hence the gods of Asgard. I don't really want to get too into depth of it. I just want to kind of just read it. So now that I know that I unwrapped this one, it's going to be kind of hard for me to refrain from reading this. But yes, I will be reading Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, The Sword of Summer in January. And, well, this is a really cute book and it's super pretty. I am going to have to get the hardcover of this because it's just so pretty that I feel like it needs to be like on my shelf in hardcover along with all of the Heroes of Olympus series, because those are pretty, but these are gorgeous. Like, I freaking love his hardcover books because they're just so pretty. Okay. So that was one book for my January, and now I have 16 other books to show you guys. Yeah, I'm questioning my sanity as well. So, I don't know how, but there are people that actually read 17 books a month. That's not something I've ever done. I'm pretty sure the most that I've read in 1 month is like 10 or 12. Never 17. I wish I could read that much in a month, because if I could, I would have no unread books on my shelves. And that's one thing my parents are always harping on me for. They're like, you haven't even read all the books on your shelf. Like, who cares? I still need more. What happens when I do read them all? Then what? It's better to just accumulate than just be totally at loss for what to read when you finish everything. But I'm going to shut up and show you what I have because there are a lot of them. So I'm just going to pick this one first. What is on my book? It's got scratches on it. Sorry, I was reading a text that just popped up. The first book that I picked up is The Glass Bear by Lauren DeStefano. This centers on a girl who... their text just popped up. Simon, don't move into the shot, please. This centers on a girl. I forgot her name. Wilhelmina, that's what her name is. I just remembered. This centers on a girl named Wilhelmina, who is the only daughter of a king of this land, and so she's a princess. And one day in the market, he keeps her locked up, but she sneaks out. And one day, she figures out that she has the ability to turn people into gemstones with her touch. And if that doesn't sound interesting to you, I don't know what's going to, but yeah. So she can do that, and then people want to use her as a pawn in the oncoming war, and blah, 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 and it just sounds really good. And yeah, I just love the concept of that, and plus the cover is like goals. Can we just, yeah. So there's one. The next is War of the Cards by Colleen Oakes. This is book 3 in the Queen of Hearts series that I have right there in the corner. This is my reading jar. It's getting pretty full, guys. This is exciting. In 2016, I read 38 books, which amounted to 13,269 pages. In 2017's little label is just waiting. But yes, the Queen of Hearts trilogy centers on the Princess Dina, and she is the daughter of the King of Hearts, King of Wonderland. And so something that she has trained all her life for is to have the chance to rule Wonderland, and that's what she's been trained for. But her father is terrible, and he's mean and unaffectionate, and he's just total D-bag overall. And just things happen that make, like, and she can just feel the darkness creeping into Wonderland and inside herself, and it just starts to change her, and we see how this darkness develops through the whole series, and I can't even tell you how long I've been waiting for this book. I can tell you exactly how long I've been waiting. I've been waiting a year for this book, and I am so excited to finally read the book that is going to wrap it all up in a probably not so neat little bow, but yeah, this is the backstory of the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. So this shows, like, how she got so twisted and the reason why she is the way she is. It's kind of like Heartless by Marissa Meyer that's down there. Probably one of the prettiest books I own. I think it is the prettiest book I own. I don't know, I have some pretty books. But yes. I talk a lot, guys. I'm already almost 9 minutes into the video. I've only talked about 3 books. Okay. The next book I have is Walk Unearth a Stranger by Ray Carson. This is about what's her name? This is about a girl named Lee who, during the gold rush, she figures out that she has the power to sense gold. What is it? Yeah, she can sense gold in the world around her. She can sense any amount of gold, little tiny flecks, gold nuggets. She can sense it all, and people, obviously during the gold rush, want to get a hold of someone like her. And I don't know, this just sounded really good, and I don't normally reach for historical fiction, but the concept of this book just really intrigued me, and everybody says it's good, and I know that she has 2 sequels out to this, and they're both on Book Outlet, so I'm trying to hop on this so that I can just go by those, and yes, I plan on reading this, hopefully soon. Then I was standing on my bed earlier, staring at my main TBR shelf up there. There's still a crap ton of books that I haven't read on my other 2 shelves, but I was staring at my main priority TBR shelf, and I'm like, what the heck am I going to read first? And so I just reached for this book, and I'm like, I have not mentioned this since my very first couple videos on BookTube. So I'm just going to pull it out and hopefully get it over with. And that is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Yeah, guys, I'm a noob, and I still haven't finished this book. Like, I know what the heck is... Oh my god, that's holographic. My dumbass hasn't realized it until now. That's so cool. But yes, I plan to pick up Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Garber. It's been a long weekend, guys. Excuse me. Yes, this is basically about a magical circus. Is it a magical circus? Okay, I'm just going to try to sum this up the best to my abilities, and it's probably not even going to be very good. But this is basically about two sisters who live on an island. One of them has always wanted to see this carnival called Caraval. It only comes, what is it? Yeah, once a year performance where the audience participates in the show. Oh yeah. One sister dreams of seeing Caraval, and she thinks those dreams are over. Then one sister scores some tickets to see Caraval, but they have to sneak away from their father to do it. Blah, 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 blah. Then one of the sisters gets kidnapped, and the other has to find it before Caraval is over, or her sister is lost forever. And I don't know, this is just giving me, like, Akotar vibes, A Court of Thorns and Roses vibe. I don't know why, it's probably because of the sister thing, but it's gonna be hard. That's the series that brought me out of my slump, and I think it's just gonna be really hard to read something other than that series. So, okay, the next book that I'm dying to get to is Hunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Maniscalco. I've been following Carrie on Instagram, and I can tell she's about to release the title of the third installment of the book, and then I just found out there's going to be a fourth one coming out in 2019, and I'm so excited. And my theory is that her third book is going to be about H.H. Holmes, and man, I just am so stoked to read this. I can't even wait. So I can't even speak. Hunting Prince Dracula is basically about a girl named Audrey Wadsworth who is a lady going to a forensic science school in Romania in, Jesus, what year is it? In like 19 something something. Ooh, I can just check in the first couple pages. They always have something. Ooh. Yeah, so she's attending a forensic science school in Romania in 1888. And a lady doing forensic science was very, very frowned upon in that time. But she's the only girl in a forensic science private school in Romania, and there starts being murders. A man impaled by a wooden stake, chambermaid drained of all blood. Everybody's freaking out, thinking that Prince Dracula rose from the dead, because they're in Romania. But she is determined to prove that it's just a copycat killer, and a human that they should all fear rather than the dead. And I just love these murder mysteries. Like, I live for these books. I just love this is like, she's one of my new favorite authors. I just love her writing. What do I come next? I have such like a kind of, all of the books that I have are fantasy, but they're all like different kinds of fantasy. There's like historical fantasy, sci-fi fantasy, political fantasy, historical fantasy, sci-fi fantasy, fairy tale fantasy, just whoa, everything. Mythology fantasy, just boom, there's everything. I don't know what to pick up next. So I'm just gonna grab Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. This is book 2 in the Cinder series, in the Lunar Chronicles. First book is Cinder. Every book that she writes in this series is a different fairy tale retelling. This one is obviously about Little Red Riding Hood. But basically Cinder is about a cyborg who, I don't even want to explain it that much. But Cinder is a cyborg. stuff happens, and yeah, I'm just going to keep you in suspense because you should really read the series. But I'm going to be reading the sequel soon because I've had that on my TBR forever and I need to get to it. I'm going to pick up Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I am really, truly, finally going to read this eventually, guys, I swear. Like, I've had this on my TBR for like a billion years, too. And it's so bad. But... jeez. But yes, this is about a girl named Alina who is a soldier, and she has a mission across the Shadowfold, which is unnatural darkness that crawls with monsters. Her regiment gets attacked. She unleashes dormant magic she didn't even know that she had. So she gets thrown into this royal world, and she trains with the Grisha, who is the country's magical military elite, and she gets, familiar with the guy, the Darkling, and he believes she can summon a force capable of destroying the Shadowfold and reuniting their war-ravaged country, but only if she can master her untamed gift. So, this sounds interesting, and I really, really, really want to finish this trilogy before I start Six of Crows, which I have literally had on my TBR since March of this year, and it's about to be March in a couple of months, so it's like, what the heck am I doing? So yeah, I want to start the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I'm so tired, guys, I'm so sorry. So this next book that I'm picking up is probably going to be something that I read around the same time I read Walk on Earth a Stranger, because this is also a historical fantasy fiction. This is A Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. This is about... oh, this is a pretty book. I am living for this map. This is literally so pretty. Look at this, guys. This is gorgeous. I'm loving this. But, yes, this is Kiss of Deception. This is basically about a princess. Is she a princess? Yes, she is princess. Her name's Princess Leia. She flees on her wedding day, and she steals ancient documents. And she's pursued by bounty hunters sent by her father. Blah, blah, blah. She refused her, formed marriage, what is it called? Her arranged marriage, that's what it's called. She escapes to a village. Two strangers arrive. One is a jilted prince, and the other is an assassin sent to kill her. And she doesn't know which is which. So, this sounds interesting. And this is one of those paperbacks where, like, it's really heavy, so, like... and it's, like, but it's, like, really flexible at the same time. Interesting. But yes, this is probably a book I'm going to be reading around the same time as Kiss of Deception, because it's kind of giving me those same, like... I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm too tired. God, I need to hurry up. Okay, so... the next book I will probably be reading about the same time I read Hunting vs. Dracula, because it's giving me historical fiction mystery vibes. And that is Jacobi by William Ritter. So, this is about a girl who meets R.F. Jacobi, and they are investigators or detectives. And I believe they also have something to do with forensic science. And there's a serial killer on the loose. The police are convinced it's an ordinary villain. Jacobi thinks there's something wrong. There's a creature at work, and this is comparing it to, what is it? thought I saw this somewhere. Sherlock Holmes crossed with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So this sounds good, and it sounds right up my alley after just reading Hunting Prince Dracula. So that's super exciting. So the next thing I have is, we're going to go with This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. Basically, it's about a city divided by two rulers. One rules, city's divided, city's full of monsters. One side of the rulers is human, the other is monster. And yes, city's divided, it's crumbling. The two rulers' children, Kate and August, are the only two who see both sides, the only two who could do something. But how do you decide whether to be a hero or villain when it's hard to tell which is which? The monsters can steal souls with a song. So this sounds also very intriguing. Okay, what am I getting down to? I'm getting down to the hard ones. So I have like 3 fairy tale retellings. So I'm probably going to go with The Cage by Megan Shepherd. This was my December book of the month. This is basically about a girl named Cora who wakes up in a desert. Then she discovers that there are more captives with her. Then she looks around and discovers like there are the 4 climates? Yeah. Mix of environments, and that they're being watched by, they're basically being put in like a fish tank for otherworldly beings to admire them. They're basically in an otherworldly zoo, and they're the exhibits. And yeah, I think that's interesting. So I'm going to start this because I need to. And that should probably be the next book I read. Then I just randomly, on a weird whim, just picked up Iron King by Julie Kagawa. I always thought this book sounded interesting, but until I read A Court of Thorns and Roses, I didn't think I was going to be into the Fae that much. But I'm into the Fae. So I'm going to give this a shot. Maybe it'll help me stay out of a book slump, hopefully. So yeah, that's my hope for this. And yes, I plan on starting this. Oh, duh, I didn't tell you what it's about. It's about a human named Megan Chase. Her father left when she was 6. She's never quite fit into school. A dark stranger becomes watching her from afar. She's the daughter of a mythical fairy king and is a pawn in the deadly war. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. She's like half fae, maybe full fae, I don't even know. But sounds interesting. It's about fae. I'm sold. The next book that I need to pick up is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Yes, guys, I know I'm kicking myself because this has been on my TBR as long as Scarlet has. This is about an assassin named Selena Sardathian. Selena Sardathian. And the king releases her from prison if she agrees to be in his competition, where 23... what is it? Yeah. A bunch of assassins being together, and what they have to do is kill 23 thieves, liars, murderers, and to be the king's personal assassin. And if she does those things, what is it? She'll be released from prison. Then something evil starts, coming awake in the castle, and she starts having to protect herself and fighting for her life and figuring out what the root of the evil is before it destroys her and her world. And that's always sounded amazing, and now I just really, really freaking need to read it. But, the next book I'm going to be picking up is Unhooked by Lisa Maxwell. This was not originally the one I was going to read first, but I'm like, kind of makes sense too, though. This is a Peter Pan retelling. Yeah, her monster... It's about a girl named Gwen who gets kidnapped by shadowy creatures and taken to a world of flesh-eating sea hags and dangerous fae. and then Gwen's mom was insane because she was seeing those things. And yes, Gwen finds herself in a world called Neverland, yet it's nothing like the stories. Good and evil lose their meaning, and memories slip like water through her fingers. So this is like the twisted version of Neverland. I almost said Wonderland. Neverland, and that sounds great. So I'm always a sucker for that. That's kind of why I read it Splintered, and what else did I read? I don't even know. So with that, I will next be reading Tiger Lily by Jodi Anderson, which is the complete opposite. This is a love story between Peter Pan and Tiger Lily before Wendy even came to Neverland. So before Neverland faded into a myth, Peter Pan belonged, and before Peter Pan belonged to Wendy, he belonged to the girl with the crow feather in her hair who was Tiger Lily. They fell in love, and as soon as Wendy came, then Tiger Lily starts feeling this dark feeling because Wendy is everything that she is not, and it's, I love the concept of the book, plus it's really short. And finally, after 26 and a half minutes, I have for you The Shadow Queen by C.J. Redwine, which I'm going to sum this up as short and sweet as possible. It's a retelling of Snow White. Think of it as Once Upon a Time's twist on Snow White with, it centers on the evil queen. No, this is Snow White. It's the story of Snow White. But it's retold, and it has different names. So, yes, I will be reading this, and I'm finally through talking about all 17 books. I am out of breath, and I really, really need a drink now. Okay, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because don't forget about that giveaway I mentioned. And if you did not know that I mentioned a giveaway, go watch my announcements video that I posted right before this one. You will not regret it. Or maybe you will. I don't know. But I mentioned some pretty important stuff. So yeah. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I love hearing from you guys. Yes. Thanks again for watching.